Do you ever find yourself really judging someone or something, and you feel so upset that you'd do anything to make the feeling go away? How many times has this happened? Maybe you've gotten upset because of something someone said, and your mind just keeps circling around it. I can't believe she said that. How obnoxious and insensitive. Maybe you've gotten upset over something someone else did. Can't believe he did that. How irresponsible and immature. Or maybe you've gotten upset over something that occurred, a situation, a natural disaster, or an unexpected event. I can't believe it. How horrible, how awful, how terrible. People can stay stuck in upset over anything for hours, days, or weeks. Some people will stay stuck in their upset for a lifetime. Yeesh! Thankfully, now that you're awake, you can quickly learn the tools to get yourself out of upset and into the freedom of the loving. Your projections of judgment contain one of the handiest tools available. By utilizing your projections of judgment toward your personal transformation, you won't have to stay stuck in the feeling of upset for any longer than it takes you to work your internal process. Here are some steps that you can follow when using the process of owning projections of judgment as a healing tool. Step 1, awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Notice when you feel triggered or upset. Step 2, identification. Identify or label the projection of judgment. Example, lady is fat. Driver is stupid. Husband is a jerk. Step 3, ownership. Own the projection of judgment as your own. Claim, this mirror is about me. Step 4, self-exploration. Ask yourself questions. How does this judgment, fat, stupid, jerk, etc., resonate as a judgment inside of me? Have I ever thought this way about myself, past or present? Have other people ever called me this or judged me as this? Do I judge this as bad or not okay in someone else? Do I believe that God judges this as bad or not okay? And how's holding on to this judgment working for me? Be willing to examine your own consciousness fearlessly. Step number 5, self-forgiveness. Free yourself from the judgment by applying love and compassion liberally. Take the judgment out of right, wrong, good, bad reality and up into the grace of the loving. State the truth from a neutral perspective. Step number 6, give thanks and blessings toward your mirror. Feel and express your gratitude for the healing opportunity this projection of judgment has provided for you. Let's take an example and go through the steps. Recently, my friend Camille noticed she was really triggered up by a man who had asked her to move her car just when she'd begun to pull into a parking spot. Step number 1, awareness. She freely listed the judgments that she was feeling toward him: rude, selfish, superior, entitled. Step number 2, identification. Knowing that she had the power to use this upset to transform, she willingly owned the projection, saying to herself internally, "This is about me." Step 3, ownership. Next, she began to look deeply at herself, asking herself, how does this resonate inside of me? She realized while she'd been angry at the man over the parking spot, she'd been feeling entitled to that parking spot herself. She'd had a feeling of better than, thinking something like, "Who does he think he is? The nerve of him asking me to move my car so that he can park there." Right there, she identified a feeling of selfish or self-centered as she began laughing, realizing that he had just as much right to want that spot as she did. And in fact, he had the greater need because he had an elderly mother to drop off. And there were no other parking spots nearby. And she could certainly identify with her prickly response as rude. When she looked deeper, she was able to see that she had judged herself for these same things many times throughout her life. Step number 4, self-exploration. Camille naturally began to apply compassion and love inside herself, seeing all the times as a child that she had been called selfish or judged herself as rude, self-centered, self-serving in any way. She forgave the irrational beliefs that she'd been holding and updated them, and then she cleared the judgment, saying things like, "I forgive myself for judging myself as rude, selfish, self-centered, self-serving, better than, superior, or entitled. The truth is that I'm a loving, caring, compassionate, divine being, equally deserving as every other being." Step 5, self-forgiveness. Finally, Camille expressed her gratitude toward the man. "Thank you for mirroring these judgments for me. Many blessings of light and appreciation to you." Step 6, blessing. By the time Camille finished, she felt lighter, more joy-filled, and totally free of the trigger of upset. Think of a recent upset you experienced. What was the triggering event? What were your judgments around this feeling of upset? Take a moment to see if you can identify your judgments. The process of owning your projections of judgment is a liberating and life-changing experience. Once you fully claim your bags of judgment, it's up to you to determine how much baggage you want to continue to carry around on a daily basis. If you want to lighten up, become more enlightened, you can clear your judgments through the process of owning your projections of judgment and applying compassionate self-forgiveness. Say, "I now have the tools to heal my own upset. I now know how to fully own my projections of judgment." Action step. Take a recent upset and work through the steps to fully own your projection of judgment. Declaration. I now have the tools to heal my upsets. I am now working my internal process around any projections of judgment diligently and applying compassionate self-forgiveness. I am liberated. Many blessings of joy and vibrant freedom.